Hello guys, it is me, Holly, back with another history video. Well, today's video is not so history, and it's more focusing on World Book Day, which is, if you didn't know, one of my favourite days of the year, because I get to dress up as my favourite characters in existence, and not get judged. Well, I first want to say that I ditched my watermark, because, one, my whole IBIS paint glitched out, and everything deleted, so all of my artwork is down the drain. It's fine, it needed clearing out anyways, but that's why I have no more watermark. And basically this whole video is just in celebration of World Book Day. So I started off thinking, what characters do I really like that I've read book-wise? Because people think movies are better than books. Let's say, for example, this, which is Anne of Green Gables, which has recently been turned into a Netflix adaptation called Anthony. Now, people would say that that's better, and I semi-agree with them, but the book is always better. Bottom line, you would not have me without the book. So basically, I started drawing Flower Crown and a cute little dress, because this is set a long time back, and I just thought it was very cute in general. I signed it off because I got a new signature. Okay, next piece. I started doing head frames, because that appeared to help me with where the face went, because I've been doing a lot of manga drawing lately. I struggled a bit with Harry's hands. I just gave it away. This is Harry Potter. Harry Potter is one of my favorite books of all time. I have every single book in the collection, and of course I could not cope with just those books. I've been reading fan fiction, I've been reading facts. There is nothing that I do not know about Harry Potter. I even have the special illustrated versions. Currently I only have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone, depending on where you live, and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, because they are very expensive. Well, yeah, this one took me a lot of time, and I was just sitting watching Dan TDM whilst doing this one, because of course I've run out of Harry Potter things to watch. Trust me, I have drained YouTube of every little Harry Potter thing there is left to watch. I have absorbed every piece of information. Well, I started doing the shading, then I done backgrounds because I found this really cool cloud brush and I'm addicted to using it. Signed it off, and there we go, another piece done. Okay, here's a book, again by J.K. Rowling. I didn't say that she wrote Harry Potter because I forgot, but this is another one by her. Because, as I said, I can never get enough of her writing. Harry Potter was just not enough for me. I needed more. So I checked up, like, what else has she written? I've already read Fantastic Beasts and The Crimes of Grindelwald. I have read the majority of the books. And I came across quite a gem called The Ichabod, which is, it's literally got everything, no matter what you like. It's sort of, almost a sort of murder mystery, but it also has sort of friendship conflict between these two besties, and there's loads of mystery solving, and it's pretty hard to predict. Trust me, there was points where I didn't see things coming, and I'm still shocked. Well, I tried to cut down on the strawberry jam on this one, which is pretty hard to do whenever it's a book about a swamp monster. I drew him in the background. He's very hard to see, but, there we go. You should definitely give Harry Potter or this one a read. This is good for the fans who have not already read it. Harry Potter fans should read. Okay, next book. This one, again, a favourite. All of these books are some of my favourites. This one here is Under the Hawthorn Tree. Now, the reason I chose this one was around the start of coronavirus, where it was only a small wee thing and barely any people had it where I live, like just in the country in general. Me and one of my best friends went to go see the stage production in the Cork Opera House. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. I'm pretty sure. Well, we went there and we loved it. me and my little sister, we read the book. We went for cake afterwards. We caused a lot of mischief with that. My sister poured like fizzy juice down the side of the wall. We had to leave very quickly after that. But this is like basically a book about the Irish famine, which really interests me. It's really just, it's interesting. It's pretty sad. I've cried so many times watching it. But basically it's these 4 siblings, which once were 3. You can only see 4 of them because one of them died pretty early on in the book, which isn't really a spoiler. But, you know, this thing is full of spoilers, so, I got a little lazy with this drawing, so I sort of just shadowed it off because I couldn't be bothered to colour the rest of it in. It looked good anyways. Now we go on to a bit of a rough ride with my little brother, Noah, who drew his artwork on one of his favourite books. Well, give a round of applause for him, I guess.
The reason why I choose the scene is because the dog actually farts, and it gets really, really weird.
Okay, just what is the name of the book?
Dog Diary.
And is it what book in the series is it?
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible?
Mm.
Okay, so how many of these books would you say you've read?
Well, I'm currently in the middle of reading the 4th book.
Okay, how many are there?
What?
How many books are there?
I think there's like 6 books.
Well, you're making headway there because you read like 1 book a night.
And then like I finished the Dog Diary book in like 2 nights.
I know. Okay. Well, you go continue playing your games.
Okay.
Okay, I just realized there was a pun when I said have a rough ride. It's a book about dogs. Well, anyways, back to one of my favorite books that I definitely recommend you read. This is probably an older book, but I really, really enjoyed it. It's The Famous Five. Now, I read this when I was pretty little. I got this read to me, and I read parts of it myself. No, I really, really loved this because this was just me dipping my toes into the absolutely massive ocean of mystery and murder and stuff. There is no murder in Famous Five as far as I'm aware because, as I said, I'm only dipping my toes and I am a mystery obsessive at the minute. And this is literally just one of the first mystery things that I sort of read and realized, yeah, I really like this. And I was given an assignment when I was about 6, 7 years of age, maybe. And I was told, like everyone in my class was told, okay, what you've got to do is draw a treasure map. And I was asked, what are you going to call your island? And I said, I'm going to call it Georgie's Island. And if you didn't know, Georgie was one of the main characters, and she owned an island with a castle, and I thought it was so cool. I really wanted to do it, so on to the next one. This one, literally, I don't know anyone who doesn't know what this is. Anyone who knows what a book is knows what Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is. Roald Dahl. It's an absolute legend. Nobody is ever going to beat him. Change my mind. This one was definitely one of the most popular books. Like, I feel, if you walk up to somebody in the streets and ask them, who's Willy Wonka? They'll answer, the sweet guy, or something along those lines. And I think we all know the story about the golden tickets that were sent out in the Wonka bars. And if you got one, you basically got a tour of the once shut down factory. Which I thought was very cool, because I thought that happened in real life. But no, I wish it did. Like, imagine, you're just sitting, and you're broke, by the way. You just gotta, you get some money. You go buy a Wonka bar. You rip off the top wrapping and you see gold. Wow. This really wowed me when I was little. Like, wow. It still does wow me. The Oompa Loompas, I was very stranged out by, but my mom could always fully recite the song, which I thought was really cool. Okay, on to the next
Hello,
one.
dear people of the world. This is my drawing that I am drawing currently. And also, read Codename Bananas. Also, subscribe to my sister. Hooray! Do it.
Okay. No, as you said, the name of the book is Codename Bananas. Now, why should people read this book?
Because it's funny.
And give me some reasons why it's funny and why you think it's good.
Because there's penguin poo and a chapter called penguin poo.
Just so you know, this is about Retech 100, and I've tried to tell her not to put penguin poo in the description and why you should read the book. But she is so dead set on putting.
No, literally, there's a page all about the animal's poo.
Okay, that's enough.
Chapter 12 is called Penguin Poo.
Okay, now please continue. Why is it a good book? We need to get more people to read.
There's a gorilla, and it went to the candy shop, and it drank all the soda.
Seems like you're kind of styled gorilla there.
Yes,
Do gorillas even have long tails?
I think they do.
No, they don't.
They have stubby tails.
Yeah, they have the tiny little ones.
I made a mistake on letting you draw the tail.
You told me there was a tail.
Yeah, but not a long one.
Well, that's the end of Chloe's sector.
Ah!
This has shocked me. Not a lot of people have talked about this book series enough. It is so underrated. Trust me. It is so worth reading. And even if you are lazy and do not want to read, even though reading is relaxing and you just think it's hard work for your poor eyes, even though watching TV has more strain, trust me, I've been there. I have watched the movie instead of the book multiple times. There is a Netflix adaptation of a series of unfortunate events. Absolutely wonderful. The book and the adaptation. It's basically about these three children. Violet, the oldest, Klaus, the middle child, and the baby sister, Sunny. Literally, spoiler alert, the start of the book, literally not even a few minutes in, they found out that their huge mansion has burnt to cinders and that their parents are dead. And of course, like, they don't believe this, they know something's wrong. So this guy, I forget his name, he just tells them, come on, we're gonna go to your only living relative who's left. And they're getting really confused, like, what? And trust me, you'd be confused too. Don't try to tell me in this situation, you'd be like, okay, or like just agree with it, or understand, because trust me, situations don't work like that. But there's this guy called Count Olaf. Don't ask him, why aren't you with Elsa and Anna? Because it's not that kind of guy. He's not a sort of guy who likes warm hugs. He's an entirely evil guy who likes acting, and he basically just wants their fortune. Like, gold digger much? He has tried so many times to get their fortune. I am not even kidding. He will do anything to get it. And he continuously fails. But it is very interesting. The characters basically just, they change a lot as they develop. And its mystery and creepiness is brilliant. I wouldn't really say that kids under maybe the age of like 7 watch it. So watch it or read it, solely because there are massive words that literally no other children can read. But if you're smart, then you will be able to read it, because it has some huge words, because it's about these really smart children. Even the baby is probably smarter than me, but yeah, it's great. If you can read it, do it. Okay, my only explanation for this sort of sector of the video, and yes, the video is drawing to an end, but I was sort of trying to design a World Book Day 2021 badge, which I sort of gave up on, but the reason I just paused here was I was thinking, wait a minute, how can I improve this? This doesn't look quite right. I ended up scrapping it and going with this. So we quickly speed on to one of my best companions, Gacha Club. And I started trying to make a book girl, like an OC, which stands for original character if you didn't know, to go with this. Then I thought, why don't we make sort of like me instead of an OC? Like it can be my OC, my original character. Like the one that I used, the mascot for this. And then I accidentally did the eyebrows pink. And then I thought, bookworm. Worm. I can make a worm. Don't even ask me why I came up with this. Now, usually I don't fill out the characters' names and stuff, but I filled it out for this character. I was 1,001,001% sure that this was going to stay. I really want him to stay on the channel. I can't get over how cute he is. I was just showing my brother I was recording. I just shook the thing. He has different outfits, matching different occasions. This one is his World Book Day, I go to school, I'm smart outfit. I had a lot of problems with the graduation hat, as you can probably see. I have this problem for ages, and this is ×2 speed video clip, by the way, and I struggled with that thing for almost an hour, not even like half an hour maybe, but it took a while. I decided he needs a scarf, okay? It might be cold on his graduation day. Then I gave him a cute little pose that I thought matched him. And I was thinking, he needs to look a little more worm-like, because he didn't look too wormy, if you know what I mean. I added these freckles because he already looked entirely cute, so I thought, little freckles. I started trying to add accessories to cover up his ear because worms do not have ears. I thought about this for a second, but then decided not to do that, as that looks more swamp monster-ish. I started looking for flowers, and I saw this one. It was very simple, and I thought that was rather cute. So I did a little daisy, and I was thinking of putting it on the graduation hat's base, but then decided to put it over his ear. Weird, yes. Cute, also yes. Then I started adding companion accessories to him, such as this big red rose, which I soon decided to scrap entirely, as it was sort of overdoing his little flyer go design thing. So I scrapped that. His glasses are all wonky. I decided looking for glasses to make him look even smarter, but I decided that he looked like a teacher and not a student, so I continued going, and I filled him out. I chose my favorite character. As I said, I do not do this to any of my characters, not even my main OC. I just added the cutest character that I've seen. The club lore, because I can. Then I filled out his thing. He's Herman the Worm. But I called him Herman the Worman. And of course, I couldn't spell Herman. I called him Hermone. That description really just pops. I decided to change his pose, and I thought he still didn't look too worm-like, because worms don't have legs. And I thought, okay, there has to be something else that Gacha Club can do to make him look like his true wormy self. So I started messing with the poses to see if something would work. I know you can remove the legs, but him with no legs looked weird. So I started looking through the skirts, and of course that didn't work until I sort of went through the mermaid tails, and I found this one. I thought, yes. So I removed his legs. I coloured his little skirt baggy thing. Started messing with the colour schemes a bit so it matched a little more. Then I removed his shadow after a bit because I thought, he's floating, that can't work. So I started adding like a belt accessory to sort of smooth it out. I soon decided on this one with sort of dangly parts. Yeah. Then I started going onto my studio, and that was my personal Gadget Ichabod meme. It will be at the end. It will be little snippets of it. I worked the edges on it, and you can see his silhouette. He's not silhouette, it's like a blurred out him in the room. Okay, then I started messing with the fonts. Don't know why, I think I was trying to remove it. Then I realised that's in style 15 out of 15. So I put him in a library because it's World Book Day and everyone should read. Because there was a time where I said, reading's boring, yuck, I don't want to read. And then I started freaking out about how cute his walk is, and I showed my little sister aggressively. It is adorable though, and I showed her that he could go slowly as well, just in case you didn't know. Oh my goodness, I can't get over how cute he is. And then I went, boom, right into the actual drawing process. I decided we need to draw Herman. He's now a mascot. So, like, I'm not sure if I should keep him, but I'm definitely keeping him in my character slots if you guys want him or not. He will appear once or twice, definitely, because he's a little, oh, just look at him. He's so precious. I also struggled drawing this graduation hat. No idea why, probably because I was doing him the wrong way around, which I soon discovered and fixed later on. Then I made the hat too small, and I started moving on to the body, making him look more worm-like. I struggled with the hands for quite a bit, realised, wait a second, he looks like he's rubbing his tummy. Wait a minute, he doesn't have a tummy. Then I realised he was the wrong way. Flipped him upside down in the process, accidentally. Then started fixing around the hands, which I do struggle with, by the way. I can't draw hands. I didn't want to do the mittens because, yeah, then I sort of ended up with these. His little belt thingy. Then I decided to fix this mess of a hat by expanding the top and fixing. And yes, I do ghost sketches before I do the full black line, so I do it as a little ghost, which you can change, and people have asked, what app do you use? And I don't mind telling people, it's actually Ibis Paint. Ibis Paint X to be exact, it's the most recent version. And I always put it at the end of every video, and nobody usually makes it that far. But he's absolutely adorable. Look at him. His little freckles. My goodness. I was wondering now, because he's now a character, he's a sketch now, do I put his little flower, because I can decide if he has an ear or not. Then I started thinking, but if he came out of the ground, he would have a flower on him, like some dirt on him, and I thought flowers looked more aesthetic than dirt did. People make dirt look aesthetic, but I can't do that. So you're getting this, because I'm not going to let people watch me struggle as I try to put dirt on his head or something. But I could have really done anything with him. I could have made it slimmer. I could have done anything. And then I started drawing the flower. Had some struggles with layering and stuff like that. It sort of looks like a fried egg on the side of his face. I didn't really mind that too much. Started to do the stripes because I added those for a reason. I could have taken them away if I wanted to. Then I started thinking background-wise. So I started shading first before I did the background, which I think this shading is very cute. I decided on Pepple, but then I decided, wait a second. He's meant to be like World Book Day teaching. Put him in a classroom. He's just graduated. Then I put him in the blackboard in the back, home in the worm, and I sounded off at the bottom. Adorable.